Alfred Ramirez, our singer, so about a situation he was involved in. So, and people are telling me they can relate. They can relate to the song. And really what it boils down to is it's all about when you need help, it's okay not only to ask for it, but it's okay to help people. That's what we're all here for. It's a genuine song written by a very genuine guy. I mean, I try to not get too deep into it because you're going to listen to it and decide for yourself, A, whether or not you like it, and B, what the lyrics mean to you.
Of course.
I have the benefit of talking to Alfred and seeing him daily and being able to, get his perspective. But, it's also fun for me to get somebody else's perspective when they hear the song, what it means to them.
Of course, yeah, it's always a good feeling, especially when, you help someone through a certain situation through your music. It's always a good feeling. It's always a good feeling for that. So, but you mentioned, you said something there that really was a smart thing and a good thing to elaborate on to your fans when you said that you are our record label.
Absolutely.
That's a key thing, and that's what a lot of bands don't understand. I try not to participate, even though you see a lot of posts from me. I don't participate with a lot of I don't interact with a lot of people outside my loop there if they're arguing about music. It's just, as people argue about the dumbest shit as far as music goes, how much they charge, and it's not a business, it's a business, and it is what you make it and you want it to be. It's not for you to tell.
Much a business.
It's not for anybody to tell someone your band isn't this, or you shouldn't do this, or you shouldn't put out this merchandise, or charge this much for it, or play this show, or this night, or this club. That's not your concern. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I completely get that. Yes,
I
totally.
mean, a band should be what they want the band to be. I mean, my days of trying to go out there and get a record deal, and those days I'm just in it now because I want to make music. It's a project. It's something to do. I love it. It's a business to a certain point because I'm working with someone, but I'm not going to ever tell someone, there's people that charge for merchandise. They'll say, "Oh, I'll give you a free CD." I don't want the CD for free, man. You're out on the road working. I'll buy the CD from you, man. I'll buy you a T-shirt. You don't got to give it to me just because I'm on a radio show or I'm going to play a track. That's not what it's about. It's about your band staying around, and if I like you, I'm going to help you, but I would never say to someone or try to strike a conversation or tell you not to play a certain club. If that's what you want to do, I don't believe in pay to play unless you're buying onto a solid tour. I don't like playing ticket shows. I don't believe in that, but I'll be the first guy in line to buy your ticket if your band is selling tickets.
Well, of course.
I don't know. I just have a different perspective on it from being in it so long. I mean, I had my bitter days of, battling with record companies and arguing with band. I don't do that anymore. I don't do drama as far as a band. One of my last bands, Warfly Army, just drama. I'm done. I wrap it up. I want to be in something where, like you guys have, where you go and do your thing and you stay members for a long time. You're not constantly churning. That's what it should be about, not whose lick is better than this guy's and shit like that. But you guys are definitely a successful band. I mean, 10 years. I mean, that's hard. I mean, a lifespan of a band is probably 2 or 3 years at its best with its, first lineup. But I give you props for that.
It's interesting that you say it that way, especially in what you had to say, and I agree with a lot of it because, the lifespan of a band, especially, out here in Southern California, let's face it, we have a lot of friends that are in bands and all that good stuff, and, you go out to support them, and they're like, "Hey, man, check out my band," and you go and you check it out, and then, you go back to see them, 6 months later, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that band's already gone. Nothing happened. We didn't get a deal." And
yeah, it's not going to happen overnight. And that was a lot of the problem on my end, because I was a guest host on Sirius XM, so everybody assumed they were going to become overnight rock stars. I mean, 6 months we were packing out clubs. That wasn't good enough for you. It's just, but.
Well, and so, instead of worrying about chasing the record deal, we gave ourselves one, and let the fans decide, and that's kind of been our battle cry. We just let the people decide. When look, we're not crazy. Of course, we shop things to the industry, and so we know they're aware. But if their stance is, well, you haven't quite done enough, or you're just not ready for what we want to do, that's fine, right? Because at the end of the day, the people are going to choose whether or not they want us around, and when we get to tour and when we get to make records, we get to release new material. That's the people saying, you know what, we dig what you do, and we want more of it. Right. And ultimately, it's not like the industry guy is going to buy 100,000 copies of your song. The people are. Yep. So let's go straight to the people and forget the industry guys along the way. If they get it, they get it. If they don't, okay.
Yep. That you have an awesome outlook on things, I have to say. I mean, talking to you is definitely always a pleasure, because you have such a outlook on things that a lot of bands don't have, and that's probably, you should probably actually give advice to younger bands and how to grow, because
I'm always flattered by that, and I do hear that, but I guess the bar is set for where we want to be, and we haven't reached that yet. Right. So I don't know. I'm qualified to give advice when I'm not when I haven't got everywhere I expect to be with the band yet. Now, hey, look, if we get there, I'll be the first to admit, the ride doesn't last forever. You got to look at the things you're going to do beyond this, and Brian and I, my brother and I, have talked about it, and a production company, management company type situation, I would be all about it. I have no problem mentoring, but you know what? It's you can't have a mentor who hasn't been like my mentors, quite frankly. Carlos, Fred, Claude Snow, and Dio, guys that have been there.
As far as your outlook,
how are you going to mentor?
I hear you, but as far as your outlook and how optimistic you are about the industry, and knowing, you have a reality to it. You know what I'm saying? So if a band said to you, you know what I'm saying? But I think that you would be a very good person to talk to, kids coming up. I mean, I'm not talking about someone who's 30 years old playing an acoustic at the bar. You know what I'm saying? But,
right.
But
it's the old story of the overnight sensation that's 30 years in the making, right?
You guys persevere through it. I mean, a lot of bands, bro, get to their first CD, they release it, and within a couple of weeks, they're like, all right, we're done. It's like, it's the dumbest. Why did you go through all of that stuff to release it and do it? And then you say, all right, I could probably name, since I've been in Florida, I've been here 17 years, I could probably name 100 bands that have done that in the area. And it's like, you work so hard. Why? The CD came out so good. Now you're like, fuck those guys. I never understood that. Why didn't you say that at the third rehearsal?
Right. Because I assure you the signs were there.
Yeah.
You just maybe weren't paying attention.
I'm going to be the same asshole I am on day one, if I am, as day 3,000. So,
right?
But I don't know. I've had bad days, but I always went on. So,
well, of course, and and it's funny you kind of mentioned the album thing, because I've that's always kind of been my thing out here. Is because people are like, God, it takes you guys. It's taking you a little while to get the next release out. Meanwhile, we'll have friends that have put out a disc, and then they're, 6 months later, we're back in the studio working on the next one. And I'm like, has anyone heard the stuff from the first one?
Right.
Okay, so now you're going to have 2 discs out that nobody knows anything about. Why don't you work your record? I mean, if you got signed and the record companies came to get you like you wanted anyway, they'd work the record.
Yeah.
They'd make you work the record. Why don't you work the record?
Yep. See, with some of the projects I've done, we've always, if we brought someone new in, we try to, give them an opportunity to be a part of the band. And you work on stuff, but there's no rush, or, you want to give something away to the fans or something that's a little special. But yeah, you got to work your CD. I mean, there was some tour cycles, like some of these bands when like Seven Dust toured for 2 years straight on their first disc. I mean, no one knew who the hell they were when that disc came out.
It blows me away that people don't want to or think they need to, or for whatever reason, that doesn't happen. It's like, well, I put it out and it's been 3 weeks, and okay, now I'm ready to do the next one. It's not realistic to assume it's going to go that way. It's not.
It's not. Some people, I mean, if you're, say, Avenged Sevenfold or something like that, of course, I mean, you got money, you got freedom, you got access. You could do a lot of things, but as a local band, you gotta work it. You gotta get it out there to the people, because if they don't like what you did then, how are you gonna get them to what you're putting out now?
Well, sure, exactly. And for me, like with the new song "The Lift," dude, I am shaking. I'm knocking on everyone's door. I am shaking everyone's hand individually. I'm like, here you go, check the song out. Now, it may not be for you, but at least you're gonna make an educated opinion about the song because you're gonna have heard it. And Absolutely. Then you can go from there, decide whether or not it's your cup of tea or not.
That's what I call street level marketing. That's what I do. That's how I'm doing the comp CD. You're just, I know it's not the street anymore, but it's a lot of internet stuff. But that's the level you have to present to people, because being above someone, to me, it just, I want to be on the level. That's who I want. I don't want to sell 12,000 records of the same one. I want to do, special stuff, 500, get it out there to the fans, put another comp out and do stuff like that, and keep it at a low price, and just market bands like they used to when these companies were out there putting out promotional discs with different bands on it and pushing it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The internet came along and it changed. It's a great thing. I mean, I put out a commercial, and in 2 days, I mean, through all different social media, it's had 2,000 views. I mean, that alone is valuable just for being on the comp CD. It gets people out there.
And here's the thing, it's been said before. It's nothing that I'm not reinventing the wheel. But if you think about it, the world is literally 3 feet from your face.
Yeah,
that's you don't have to get up. You don't have to break a sweat. I mean, I don't mind doing that. I love going out and shaking hands and meeting people, all that good stuff. But are you kidding me? I haven't been to India yet. I haven't been to the UK. I haven't been to Spain. Swirl's been to Japan, and we played the US. But every other market, UK, we haven't been to these places. France, Germany, we haven't done those things. But I tell you what, we've got fans and we've got music out in those places.
Yeah, I mean, I can't complain. I mean, without
and with no record deal, so it can be done.
Yeah, absolutely.
You just gotta work your record,
and you gotta know what to expect. You know what I'm saying? You have to.
Sure.
You have to be able to understand that you're not just going to jump on a tour. That's not. It's not how it works. You might have to pay $2,000 to be put on the bill, and you might be able to get on one for free. It just depends on how who you know and how you market yourself, basically. If you have something to offer a tour, you might be getting paid from the bands to ride along with you from city to city. I mean, you make your money back. There's no doubt about that in merchandise. But,
absolutely.
But
well, look, the touring thing is really not that complicated. At the end of the day, I mean, I'll be the first to admit, and that's the thing. When we met, it was a buy-on situation for us, but the buy-on was, okay, you have to cart another band around and provide the back line for the whole tour. From obviously our band 2, and band 3. All 3 bands we provided the back line for, guitars, amps and drums and all that good stuff. So, but at the end of the day, if you can draw people on your own, then you'll be able to contribute to a tour. If you can't do that, then what's the incentive for the headliner, who's going to have people there anyway, to bring you?
Yeah, I agree. And that's a lot of bands don't know what you just said right there about, supporting the back line and all of that. A lot of young bands don't even know what the hell